Okay, so in the last video, what we did is we used the Create React app library, which gives you a basic boilerplate, and we created a sample React app. Now, what we in this video we're going to start creating our tic-tac-toe game. So we're going to first edit this app.js, and then we're going to go further and start creating our different components. Now, in React, for modularity, each small portion is called a component. Okay, so as we start coding, you'll get a better understanding of it. But yeah, so that's how it. So what we're going to do is now let's just terminate this. Now, if you see the folder structure, you have your node modules, you have a public folder. Now, in the public folder is basically your basic index.html. This is what is loaded every time. Inside the index.html, you'll find your div with root. Now, this div is where we're going to basically push all our React components, all our code, everything is going to come inside this div using JavaScript. Okay. And if you open the source folder, you can see that we have app.css, which is all your CSS for the application. You have your app.js, which is just the basic what we saw there. All right. And then you have index.css. Again, these are the different CSS files. You have an index.js, which is, so here you can see that this index.js is what is going to be loaded at first. So you can see that index.js imports app from /app. Now /app is basically /app.js, but we can ignore that. So in React, you can ignore that, and it refers to this .app.js, which is basically got your whole application. Now this whole thing is a component, okay, and you can see that it's just referred to as a /app. So they just put that whole big component here, and then they render it in the root that we showed you, the div root. All right, and these are all the tests. Jest is the library that they use for tests. You can write tests. I'm not going to be teaching you that in this. That's out of scope for this tutorial. Okay. So firstly, what we're going to do is where I don't want to get too much into the CSS part. So I'm just going to copy this CSS and I'm just going to paste it in the app.css. Now you can, I'll be posting this code on our GitHub page. So you can just get the CSS from there and use it, or if you want an in-depth analysis, just hit me up in the comments and I'll make another video about this CSS part of this. Okay, now in app.js you can see that here we have a paragraph tag that says edit, and this, let's just change it to something else. Okay, so let's just change it to hey from concepts made simpler. All right, so save this. Let's just do npm start. Now you just need to make sure that which directory you are in, because if you see npm start, what npm start does is, till this loads, what npm start does is, in the package.json you have a script which is react scripts.start. Now react scripts is basically create react app created this for you, where you have to run this command and it will hit your index.js and run that. Okay, so you have your different commands here. You have start, you have build. Build is to make a production version which is a little more optimized than your development version. Test is if you have any tests you want to run. Eject is if you want to eject from the create react app boilerplate, you just want to eject the whole thing, and maybe you want to go separate and do some of the without taking help from the create react app library. So eject is used for that. All right, so whenever we type npm start, it basically runs this command, and this brings up our development server, and then you can see the information here. So you can see that I had removed everything from the app.css. So this earlier it used to look like this, but now it's looking like this because all the CSS is gone. And you can see here it's written hey from concepts made simpler. Now if I make any changes here, right? Say hi there. I save it. You can see that it automatically rebuilds the whole thing, and you can see hi there. So you don't have to every time run up your web server and all. So these functionalities are really helpful, when you want to do some rapid development. So that's why I recommend you start off with create React app, and for a beginner, it's really helpful. Okay. So now what we're going to do is now that we have the basics in this video, what we are going to start off, and we are going to create our components. Now, as we saw that this whole thing is a component. Now this is a function, so it's a functional component. It basically returns a HTML pair of tags. Now it should only return one tag. So it should only you cannot return div and then and another div. Okay, if you run this, it's going to throw you an error that they must be wrapped in an enclosing tab, because you can only return one tag. Okay, so if you want to return multiple divs, then you need to put it into a bigger div, or just a empty JS fragment, which is this, and then / this. This is an empty JS fragment. All right. Okay, so now what we'll do is we'll create a folder called components inside the source components. Okay, now for a tic-tac-toe app, we need three things. We need the small squares. We're going to make it modular. Okay, we're going to break it down. So you have a grid. All right, now for the grid, you need small squares inside, then you need the whole box, and then you need everything around the rest of the web page. All right, so we're going to start is by we're going to create the square component. So let's create a new file. Let's call it square.js. Okay, and now in square.js, what we're going to do is we're going to put a class component. So there are two types of components. There are class-based components and there are functional components. Functional components just return you basic is a function which is called every time, and it returns you whatever is inside that functional return statement. So up till now in the basics, they have very little functionality. You can't do much. Can't call React's lifecycle methods, like whenever a component is starting to load onto the web page, many lifecycle methods are called, like component did mount, component will update. In functional components, you can't really use them. But as React has advanced now in 2020, there's stuff called React hooks, which basically lets you use functional components plus all the lifecycle methods and makes life a lot easier. But for the basics, when it all started, they did not have hooks. So what they were doing was that functional components used to just basically return your basic stuff, and class-based components had more functionality, where you could call a constructor to initialize a initial state, and then all the lifecycle methods could be called and overridden. Okay, so let's create a class-based component. So I have extensions installed for React. Okay, so if I show you what extensions I have ES7, React Redux, this particular extension installed. So what this does is it lets me just type RFC and it gives me a whole snippet of a React functional components. If I type RCC, it will give me a snippet of a React class-based component. So we are going to start off with a class-based component. So we're going to create an empty snippet. Okay, so now always you need to import React. You need to import component from React. Now semicolons are optional. Okay, it's not really necessary. It's good practice, but people have started moving away from semicolons. It's totally up to you, as you wish. Okay, so every React component needs to be exported, because you need to import it into your main app. You need to export it, right? Then only you can import it. Otherwise, it is going to throw you errors. So you need to export everything. Default means that by default, this particular class will be exported. So if you have multiple classes in this file, by default, this class will be exported. So what people usually do is, if sometimes they'll create 2 or 3 classes in a file, and then they'll create one major class which will basically pull all the different components from those smaller classes and export one big component. Okay, so that's why you need default, then class square, and it extends component, so you get your basic functionality. And then you have a render method. Now this render method is basically what is called when the component is loaded onto the screen. So this render method needs to return your divs. Okay, now basically now what we're going to do is we just want each square to be a button so that it's clickable, and we can then start adding more functionality to it. But as the basic, we just want each button should be clickable. So what we're going to do is we're just going to remove all this stuff. We're just going to return a button. Okay, we're going to return a button, and inside the button, for now we're not going to put anything. So let's just do to do. Okay, okay, and the button should have a class name of square. Cool. Okay, so now that we have our square, our list of buttons, okay, so now we have all our individual squares. Okay, now we need a grid of these squares. So let's make another component called board. Okay, this is also going to be a class-based component. So let's do RCC. Okay, now inside board, I want another function called render square. Okay, this function is going to take an input I. Okay, and it's going to return me a square component. Okay, so components, self-made components or user-made components don't necessarily require a closing tag. You can self-close them by just giving them a backslash at the end. Okay, so this method is going to return a square every time. Now square that we had exported from here, you can see that we imported square from /square because it's in the same directory. So now we've imported this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a board. Okay, so how does our board basically look? Our board looks like you have 3 rows and 3 columns, right? 3 by 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a div, and we're going to, inside that div, first we're going to have another div. Okay, and okay, yeah. So let's have another div, and let's call this div, give this div a class name of board equals to board row. Now, if you are familiar, you should be familiar with HTML and CSS. So in HTML, CSS, we use class as for giving your CSS properties. In this, in React, you have to use class name with a capital N. So you just need to make sure these are the basic syntaxes of React. So you need to make sure about using these. Okay. So we have board row. Actually, I'll give it board dash row to keep small. And inside board dash row, we're going to call the render square method so that we can render a square. So we're going to call this dot render square. Now this refers to the current, since this is a class, and this refers to the current class's function render square. Okay, render square, and it takes a number. So let's give this as 0. Okay, I'm going to copy this, paste this, and paste this, and we're going to have here 1, 2. Okay, so this is our first row. Now let's just copy this whole thing and paste it twice. So the second row and third row. So we have 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so now we have our grid, a 3 by 3 grid. Okay, now we need to inform the player also as well, right? That it's whose turn it is next. So what we're going to do is inside this render method, we're going to make another variable called status. And so here in status, we'll inform whose turn it is next. Okay, so for now, let's just say next player is X. Okay, for now. And what we're going to do is I'm going to place it here above this board row, and I'm going to call it div. And let's call it, let's give it a class name of status. Okay, and inside this, I just want to render status. Okay, so now we'll have, this will be our grid, and we'll have a status bar saying which is the next player who needs to play. So we have our board. Now this whole board, and which has got its squares, has to come inside a whole. We're going to make another component, a larger component called game, and we're going to render game as the main component, which we'll be passing to app.js, where we'll be rendering it. And so we'll render game will in turn render board, and board will in turn render the squares. So that's how this hierarchy is going to work. Okay, so let's just make another one called game.js. Okay, RCC, enter. So we have our game. Now our game is just going to render, let's just call it, give it a class name of game. Okay, and it's going to render the board component. So yeah. So this is the good thing about using Visual Studio. So it automatically, auto imports. You could have just written import board from /board, but it auto imports. So that's pretty much a good. That's why people use IDEs. Yeah. Okay. And now this div game is going to be my main, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another div here. I'm going to give it a class name of game board, actually. This game, so game dash board. And inside this, we'll be rendering our game board. Okay. And why I did that is because I want my game board to be in one div, and I want another div which will have all the information about the game. So we're going to call it, get a class name of game info. Okay, and inside this, I want one div with the status, right? That was there. So I'm just going to put to dos here for now. To do, because I just want the basic, basic structure and hierarchy for this video, and then we'll move on to the specifications in the next videos. So we have our status, and because here I want to put the game history. Okay, basically the list of moves that were taken. So here I'll put another to do, and so I'm just going to give another to do saying game history. Cool. So I think this is pretty much it, right? This is just going to be the basic structure of, we got a div, we have a div. Yeah. So this is going to be the basic structure of our whole tic-tac-toe game. And now in app.js, inside this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove everything that's here, and I'm just going to import the game component. And okay, so it says expected assignment, but instead saw an expression. So it says in the board.js. So this is a good place to understand how to debug stuff. So you can see that it says in /source components board.js, and at line 7 character 9. Okay, so we can go to board.js. Now we go to line 7. Okay, and character 9. Okay, so line 7, you see that this is a function. Our function should return something, right? So we need to give a return statement. Okay, return square. Okay, so now it compiles without any issues. Here you can see that it's compiled with warning. One warning says logo is not defined. So now when we removed everything from our app.js, this is the logo for React that is not needed anymore. So it tells you that, you have imported something, but you've never used it. So why do you want extra stuff? So you can just remove this. All right. And I think let's just delete this logo as well from here. Okay. So now if we go back, you can see that you have your status here. You have your board. Now each board is a little square. So if we just do Ctrl+Shift+I, this opens your developer page. Now if let's see, so you can see this is the div game. Let's open this up a little bigger. You have your div, the big div. You had your app that we rendered. Inside app you had your game div. Inside game you had your game board and game info. So right now game info is empty because we didn't put anything in it. Now inside game board we had our status and we had the 3 rows. Now inside each of these rows we had a button square. Okay, so you can see how each component has been rendered from what we wrote and it's present here. So this way you don't need to really, if you had to do this in HTML, you would have had to copy many lines of code, but here you just made a component, you made a function, and that function rendered this component multiple times. Okay. All right, so this is the basic setup. We have our basic components and everything ready. Now we're going to start adding our functionality. So let's do that in the next video. All right. Thank you guys.
Like, share, subscribe. Press the bell icon and follow us on Instagram to get notifications for our latest videos.